Okay, so I'm gonna do like a 3-part book thing. I'm gonna do my favorite books that I've read, books that I've started reading but I just haven't been able to get through for one reason or another, but I really like, and then books that I'm currently reading and books that I'm going to read, because I'm going to start doing book reviews too on my YouTube page, so that way you guys kind of know what's coming. If you've read any of these books or heard anything about these books or anything, comment and let me know. Also, in the description bar, I will put the title and the names of all the books in the order that I tell them, so that way you know and you don't have to like worry about it if you want to read them or something. So yeah, my first one is The 5 People You Meet in Heaven. Yeah, it's a really good book. He also wrote Tuesdays with Morrie. I think the same author is by him. It's basically about this guy who lives his life, and then at the end he meets 5 people in heaven once he dies, and he realizes that all these people affected his life greatly. Like, if it wasn't for these people, his life wouldn't be the way he is. It's also a movie. I haven't seen the whole movie. I've only seen parts of it, but I really, really like this book. This is one of the books that I always take with me. Like when I'm at my lake house, I make sure I always have it. When I go on trips, I always have it, because it's a really good, like, fast read. So I really, really like this book. My next one is called Loose Girl, and it's about this girl and her parents get divorced, and then she doesn't really have a good family situation growing up or anything, so she looks to boys for like the love and stuff, and I don't know, I just really enjoyed it. It's a really good like teenage high school read, so yeah, I definitely pick it up, especially if you're a girl in high school. And then my next one is We Are Witnesses. It's 5 diaries of teenagers who passed in the Holocaust. It's a really slow read, but it's really, really good, especially if you like this kind of stuff. I was in a sociology class last semester in college, and we went to Holocaust Museum, because we have a Holocaust Museum right by my house. And I've had this book in like my collection for a while, but I've never really picked it up. I don't know why. I bought it with the best intentions to read it, but I never did. And I just picked it up after we went, because I felt like I didn't learn any new information from the museum, because all the way through school we learned about the Holocaust. At least in my school district we learned about it. So it's kind of like, it was all old news at the museum. And I really liked this book because it gave you a new perspective. It has the diaries, and then it also has the guy that wrote the book, parts from him that I really like. Anne Frank is one of the people, but it's a really different take on her diary than just reading Anne Frank's diary. So this is a really, really good book. Especially if, I would even suggest this, like if you're learning about the Holocaust in high school or middle school, I would even suggest this to your teachers, because I think it's a better take on the Holocaust than like Anne Frank or Number of the Stars or anything like that. But that's just my opinion. And then one of my like best all-time summer books is called Beach Blondes. It's a series. It's a summer novel series. It's really good. It's about this girl who goes to Key West, or not Key West. She goes to the Florida Keys, and because her aunt lives on one of the islands, and it just tells about her summer. It's a series. I think there's 3 or 4 of the books. It's a really, really good book. I've never read a book so fast. I read this book in like 3 weeks, which for most people they're like, oh, that's a really long time to read this book. But I'm dyslexic, so it takes me forever to read books. It's 720 some pages, and I read it in like 3 weeks. I've never read a book this fast. It's so good. You like don't want to put it down ever. Yeah. But I really, really like all 4 of these books. I feel like though this is the only like really good light read, like light fun read. I don't read a lot of books that are like light fun reads. Like they're kind of more depressing and like angsty and stuff. Like my other 3, like they either deal with death or they deal with a girl struggling with like figuring out who she is in life and stuff. And I feel like it's not very summer fun appropriate, but I don't know. I really like all 3 of these, or all 4 of these books. These are just the books that I have out. Another really good book is called Room. I forget who it's by. I'll put it in the bar below so that way you know. It's on my Kindle. Yeah, I have a Kindle. It's really cool. But I still love the feel of like a normal book. But anyways, Room is this really good book. Like it's really odd when you read it because like it's like about this lady and she was kidnapped when she was younger and this guy keeps her in this room basically, which is really a shed, but it's a room, and she gets pregnant from the guy that kidnapped her, and she has a baby. And this little boy, all he ever grows up is knowing the room. So he thinks that's how the world is, and that like outside world is just imagining. And one day, the mom tells him, you know, this really isn't the real world, blah, 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 blah. And they escape, and it kind of like, it chronicles their journey in the room, and then escaping, and when they get out of the room. It's a really, really good book. I loved it. I forget who it's by, but I'll definitely put it in the bar below. So yeah. I'll probably upload these all today because I'm like totally obsessed with the fact that I just found out how to upload my YouTube videos. Yay me. It totally psyched me. So I'll probably see you guys in a few minutes. Okay, bye.